Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of ImmersiFiles, episode 3, where today I am joined by Matjam02.
Hello, everybody. It is me.
Yeah, so unfortunately we could not be joined with by Alex today as she is unavailable, so it'll just be me and Matjam as we discussed, of course, the Matjam audiobook that he created. So
Hell
to
yeah.
get yeah, so to get started, Matjam, you want to like introduce yourself to everyone?
Um, Hello, everybody. My name is Matjam02. Uh, I'm an executive producer. I think I don't really know what the roles are anymore. And Immersiverse Studios, and I've done a couple things. I've done the Matjam audiobook, of course, because that's what we're talking about today. I've done WAV, which is it's really something. Um, I've helped write a couple of other things, and I am working on Chaos Squad right now, which is a 4 episode series set after Scratches Elite.
Yeah, so much like most of us, Matt is pretty busy with like some of his own productions. So to get started on this discussion of his audiobook, Matt, I wanted to ask you, what was like the main inspiration behind your audiobook? Because like we know that like it was pretty unconventional in like its format, like there's like very few projects on Scratch that use like the audiobook format. So like what inspired you for the story and like why did you decide to make an audiobook?
Um, I think it was like 2022. Um, and I got not an epiphany. The thought kind of came into my head that maybe I can make a bunch of audiobooks just to kind of test the waters and this kind of thing. I mean, it's obviously been done before, but and then one of them that I kind of pitched to everybody else was a Matjam02 one, and this was Chaos Squad had a script at the time. And it's not the one in use. Um,
Mhm.
but it was me kind of riffing off my minor appearance in Scratches Elite. I think I announced 4 audiobooks. I don't really remember what the other ones were, but this was the only one to ever kind of make it into development.
But like
And
four audiobooks in total,
pardon?
like four audiobooks like separately.
Yeah, they were all about random things. I can't really remember what they were about.
Oh.
Uh, this was the only one that kind of made it into development. And originally it was kind of just this random story. And it was kind of me just reading this random story, but I think it was no one in particular who was kind of like, okay, maybe you want to kind of do more of a narration thing. Um, which is for the people who haven't listened to it, which is what we ended up doing. Um,
Mhm.
so that was quite interesting.
Yeah. Uh, and like, well, why did you like decide to like take like a darker turn with the audiobook? Because like we know that the audiobook was like basically introduced like a lot of new elements into like the Scratch lore, like including like Calypso. Like probably the biggest one is Calypso. Like with the underground
Yeah,
secret
yeah.
criminal organization. So like, why did you decide to go for like that turn in the story?
Um, well, I think Chaos Squad was always going to be quite mature, and I think when I kind of started writing episode 1, I was still in that kind of darker mindset where it's like, oh, it's got to be really cool. But as I kind of went into it, it became less about writing these dark plot points for the sake of it, and more about giving this character a bit of edge. Um,
Yeah.
because we were doing this 4 episode series about this one character, it really needed to be something that he needed to be someone people cared about, people kind of resonated with. So I think if I went with a more whimsical tone, like well, not whimsical, but more cartoonish, like the Unfamous or something, I think it might have got a bit too generic, especially because at the time it was just immersion and famous and 1 episode of Scratch and Leads, I think.
I mean, I could see like how the audiobook like basically added like a lot of depth into Matjam like as a character,
Yeah,
because like not only like is it like just one audiobook, but like it's like four parts of it, like each span like 30 minutes. Like that's like 2 hours of content,
yeah,
like just being across Matjam, like giving him more depth into his character. Like I think that's like one of like one of the first immersive productions that like actually like went in depth to characters.
yeah, and that was kind of exciting to do, especially
And,
because kind of going into it, I was only really aware. Well, obviously, I was only really aware. the only characters I knew who were going to be in it were Matjam and Matjam02, who's not really in it that much. Um, but then by episode 2, we brought in Eliza and Arc start, and then by episode 3, we brought in Lev, and then episode 4, we kind of bring in Asher. Kind of all those characters have their own things going on and are going to kind of reappear
Yes, yeah,
down the line.
gradually build up, towards like the finale of the audiobook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so also I just wanted to ask, like did you like face any like skepticism when you like first pitched this idea of this audiobook? Because like, like not many people like ever do audiobooks on scratch. Like, did you like face any like doubts from people or anything?
Um, I don't think so. I think I kind of just told everyone, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and everyone was kind of like, "Yeah, all right, have fun."
All right. Like, and what part of the process do you like find both like the most difficult or like the most fun part? Like in your opinion, because like you're the director.
Yeah, yeah. Um, uh, I mean, the most basic answer would kind of just be writing it, because we kind of wrote each episode individually. Because when I started episode 1, uh, I kind of knew the whole story of episode 1, and then by the time we got to the end of that, episode 2 was very different. Um, and then episode 2 happened. We wrote that. That was all right. And then when we started episode 3, that's when we kind of started thinking about episode 4, and I think it was episode 3 and 4 because we had to round out what had happened in 1 and 2, and then also round out what happened in kind of 3 and what we've been building towards um, at the end. So I think writing those two was the hardest.
Yeah, what do you think is like the most fun part of the process? Like creating this audio book,
Um, I,
the most fun
it,
part.
it, it's a really weird answer, but I quite liked giving characters really random names. Uh,
Oh
Especially
yeah,
because
like
I'm not using. Yep.
like it was like the squad in like the first episode, like that match I'm joined to fight Void.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's not like I'm using actual users in this uh character wise. Because then I'd be presenting people as really horrible people, but kind of just going in and being like, okay, this is the group that we're gonna follow for this episode. What are some cool names I can give them? And then another part I quite like was kind of just bringing in a bunch of people I know and saying, can you play this guy? Even though it's like 2 lines. Now I was like, yeah, sure. I brought a couple of people back to play multiple characters, so that's always quite fun.
Yeah, I remember like one of the characters' name was like Private or something, right?
Yes,
Yes.
that
Honestly,
that was
that's
just
my favorite name so far
yeah.
in the Immersiverse by far.
I think because I was going through all of the all of the privates of that unit. I can't remember what that unit is called. Um, and then I kind of got stuck and just decided on private. I think I was planning on changing it later, but I kind of forgot.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's like one of like my favorite parts of like the audiobook, not for, like finding these like random names for these characters. That pretty much like
Yeah.
made it like more funny for me. For like something that's supposed to be more darker.
Yeah.
So about this audiobook, right? What do you like? Did anything about the reaction that you got from the audiobook, like, did it surprise you in any way, or like, and
Um.
like, did you like expect anything from the reaction or anything surprising from the audience?
Um. I'm surprised people liked episode 2. If I'm being honest, not because I don't like it, just because episode played it really safe because we're kind of following parallel with the events of the Unfamous. But episode 2, most of it is just people. It's just Matjam and Eliza talking in a cabin. Um, and then we get to the end where it's just that fight for like 3 minutes. Um, And by the time episode two, that's when we're kind of pivoting towards this kind of crime thriller sort of route, not especially, but more towards that than kind of the action adventure from episode one. And I think that was kind of the one I was most worried about, because it's like, okay, people liked episode one. Either I continue with that kind of path, or as we did in episode two, kind of diverting. Will people like the diversion? Will people be like, oh, this really took a turn for the worst? But reception seemed pretty good.
Wait, could you remind me like what happened in episode 2 and 3 again? Because I kind of forgot.
Um, episode two, we meet Eliza, who I wish I introduced in the first episode. Um, because it was kind of annoying going. Because episode two starts with a scene that takes place before episode one, which is a bit iffy. But we meet Eliza, and then Matjam kind of runs home from the arena. He gets interrupted by Tudor, but that doesn't really matter. And then he goes home. They kind of talk the whole time. They recap episode one. And then at the end, he goes to the Deadland. He gets into Calypso. And then episode three, it's just Calypso shenanigans. He starts hearing rumors about Asher, I think. And then the plane thing happened.
All right. Uh, and also, one more thing. Of course, like the biggest twist of the series is the thing with Nemesis at the end. You know, that ties
Yeah.
Matjam back to Scratch Leaks, right?
Yes.
Was that always the plan, or was that something that you just thought of like in the middle of writing?
That was the one thing that was always going to happen. Because the whole interrogation aspect, I think we started thinking about that in, maybe it was in the first draft, but I think it was in the trailer where we're like, okay, this is our framing device. But it was always going to be Nemesis, kind of in disguise. No, I think at one point it was going to just be some Nemesis employee. But
Like a
we
bot, right?
quickly, yeah. It was always at the end. It was going to be a big reveal that, oh yeah, we've just been kind of canvassing your past just to make sure you're up for the job. Because I
Yeah.
wanted to kind of put it right into Scratch's Elites. Well, not right into, because there's like a couple weeks gap, I think. I'm not really sure. But no, that was always the case.
All right. I think so. But then of this audiobook, right? What do you what do you how do I say this? Uh, what about like the production process did you? Wait, no, sorry. Wait, I had this question in my head. I just forgot. Sorry. You know, like those creative blocks. You know. Uh, did you like in any way did you like see yourself in this audiobook when you were making it, or like was it like a reflection of yourself?
Um, I think episode one, Matjam, because he wants to be noticed. I think that's kind of everybody's kind of first, at least couple years on Scratch, just kind of wanting to kind of make their mark. And then episode two, uh, yeah, I think episode one is just kind of the only one where I'm like, oh, I see myself in this guy. And then kind of over the course of the series, it's this it's this kid kind of becoming something he didn't want to be. And I think that relates to everyone in some way or another, but I didn't really write the character kind of emulating myself, really. No.
Yeah, I think like part of like what made this audiobook like so like I don't want to say good, but like that gave it like a good start was that episode one like basically like started off from like the setting of the Unfamous. You know, it gave like the audience like
Yeah.
this place that they were like familiar with, and then it introduced this character that apparently that just happened to be like in the event of the Unfamous, but he was never noticed. You know,
Yeah.
um, but then it was like it was like like the middle or the end of episode one, where like we started like branching off from the Unfamous. Actually, no, it was episode two. Sorry, where we start like branching off from the Unfamous. You know, diving more deeper into this character and like kind of like fleshing out who he truly is.
Yeah.
So I think like part of like what made it like kind of successful in a way was that basically like started off like connecting it to like existing media,
Yeah.
and then slowly branching away, like just to like give the audience some time to like settle in with the character, if that makes
Yeah, no,
sense.
I agree. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. What about the voice actors for this audiobook? Like, how did you like find the talents that you wanted to work with?
Um, well, obviously, I'm doing the main character. Oh, how did I find people? Well, obviously, you play Sebastian. I think I just asked you.
Yeah,
Um,
I played Sebastian for like 2 episodes, I think.
yeah, I think you're in 1 and 4. I think.
Yeah, I
Um,
had one line in episode 4. That's about it.
oh yeah. Um, uh, for Eliza, I asked Angelfish472, who's in quite a lot of the stuff I do. I asked if she knew any like really good female voice actors, and she recommended Fun Cupcake. And then I don't know what her full username is. She recommended her, so I went to her and I was like, "Here's the deal with this character. Would you be interested?" And she was like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty fun." So that was her. Uh, Arcstar, I think I just asked Dilby if he wanted to do it. Um, oh no, for episode 1, um, I think James helped me put out kind of a call just asking for random people, and I think Dilweed was one of the people who kind of who was like, yeah, sure, I'll come along, I'll help. And then I gave him the role in episode 1, which at the time was just mysterious voice, I think. Um,
Yeah.
but then obviously in episode 2, it's revealed to be Arkstar. And at the time, I didn't really know he was going to be this big of a character. I was in my head, I thought maybe Calypso was maybe run by a committee of people. So I was going to thinking of hiring them, but I didn't. I just went with Arkstar, and then yeah, he kind of got a much bigger role than I initially intended. Uh, and then Lev, I just asked my friend Cody9 if he wanted to do it, and he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do this. So most of the people in it, I was just like, hey, do you wanna be in this? And they're always like, yeah, why not?
Yeah. Of course, you also got hunted the voice Void for episode 1, right?
Forgot about that. Yeah, I did. I did, didn't I? Oh, and then Alex
Yeah.
voices the interrogator.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, I think you did like a really great job casting Dilweed for Arkstar because I think like he was actually like one of the more menacing characters in the story.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
I especially liked his voice portrayal.
Yeah.
And so to kind of like start wrapping up this episode, what would you have to say to the audience, about the importance of this audiobook to like the overall Immersiverse?
Um, that is quite a good question. I think if you're just watching Unfamous Stretch Leads, you don't need to listen to it. Obviously, I'd recommend it. Um, for Chaos Squad, ah, I to be honest, it is more so complimentary material. I think for Chaos Squad, it's probably good just to get a gist of what happens, just because his arc of kind of becoming someone he never wanted to be kind of continues into Chaos Squad and then into the future, whatever that might hold. Um, but for Chaos Squad, I'd recommend it. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. I mean, as someone who's like seen the Chaos Lost script, like like there are a lot of references to the audiobooks. Like, I would also suggest like listening to the audiobook,
Yeah,
just so that you're able to understand like what's going on between these two characters.
the plan at the moment is to plug a little previously on before Chaos Squad episode 1, whenever that comes out. That just recaps Matjam
Oh,
audiobook,
recap
and
the
then
audiobook.
yeah, that recaps that, and then also recaps bits of Scratch Deletes, kind of the bits that characters who cross over into Chaos Squad, what they were kind of up to, and then a bit of Unfamous, just so everyone's up to speed.
Yeah, no, I mean that sounds like a good plan. I actually didn't know about that. You just told me that right now. This is the first
No,
I'm
yeah,
hearing about it.
I only thought about it like kind of like last week.
All right. Yeah, I think that concludes it for this episode, guys. Yeah.
Awesome.
So do you have like any last words to the audience before we go off the air?
Um, uh, yes, if you want to hear me talk about other random stuff, you should go listen to MSM Cast. I'm on episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can go
Wait,
listen to them now, I think.
what podcast is
Uh,
it?
MSM Cast, it's part of the Marvel Scratch multiverse. I talk about some random stuff on there. And I've been doing that the last couple of weeks. So if you want to listen to me talk more about the most random stuff, like uh, most of it's about comic books. If you want to hear me talk about that, go listen to that. And then also just kind of keep an eye on my profile because, just in case
Oh,
I want
yeah.
to be kept in the loop of stuff I'm up to.
Wait. Honestly, we should be talking more about like the media, like the movies or series, That was our plan at one point, but then we just never got to remember.
Yeah, yeah, vaguely.
But I think what we could do first, is we could probably do both Superman and Fantastic Four for this summer.
Um, yeah, we could. We'd have to figure out what we're going to talk about, but yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, that would be very interesting. 'Cause, like, I don't know, like I enjoy talking about movies about with you. You know,
Yeah,
I find it to be like very productive conversation. You know.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's it for this episode, guys. If you want to stay updated, like receive notifications for new Immersive Files episodes as well as other immersive content, you can just subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah, see you guys next month for our episode on Scratchland.
Oh, that's going to be
Bye.
interesting.
Oh
Bye
yeah,
bye,
sure.
everybody.
Wait, I still need to play Scratchland.
I still need to play. I've played one of
Wait,
them, I think.
let's make it our mission between now and next month to just get online whenever we can and just play Scratchland together under James.
Yes, that is a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, we should do
All
that.
right. Goodbye, everybody. Have
Bye
a good
guys.
day or evening or whatever you're doing.
It's like midnight
Bye
for
bye.
you.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes to midnight.
Bye guys.
Bye.